Well, at least they're not beating up talk show hosts in this country. We have some audio from the uncivil types who are using violent rhetoric. I want Meet the Depressed David Gregory to listen up, please. Let's listen to some of these democracy movement types who are just sick and tired of the establishment and they want change. Hat tip Andrew Britebart in big government. Good job. Cut 5. Go.
After we impeach Clarence Thomas, what do we do with him? Let's keep it real.
Put him back in the fields. I mean, he's a
yeah.
He's a dumb bag. Put him back in the fields.
And what about Alito?
Alito should go back to Sicily.
Yeah, but what about Fox News?
Fox News? That's a misappropriation of the English language. There is no news on Fox.
So what do we do with them?
Break Rupert Murdoch. Never give him a dime. I never turn on Fox. I never give a cent to Rupert Murdoch. And
what do we do with Roger Ailes?
With my dollars.
What do we do with Roger Ailes?
Roger Ailes should be strung up and... But I don't know. Kill the bat.
Oh, excuse me, that wasn't the democracy movement in Egypt. That was the democracy movement in America. There they were protesting at an event hosted by the Kochs, who are great patriots. And let's see here. I'm sure you, David Gregory, on Meet the Depressed, will want this. This was put together by a number of left-wing groups. I think Common Cause was even involved. The arrogance of that name, Common Cause, not common with me. So let's see what we have here. This attendee said about Clarence Thomas, put him back in the fields. He's a blank bag, a dumb S, a blank bag. Alito should go back to Sicily, he says. Fox News, break Rupert Murdoch, never give him a dime. Roger Ailes should be strung up. And I don't know, kill the blankard. You ever heard such talk at a Tea Party event, ladies and gentlemen? No. This is the face and the voice of the lowlives of the left. This is why I say, don't waste your time with the drones. Try to go to the regular Americans. So there was another attendee trying to intimidate a meeting held in Palm Springs. Again, Britebart and his folks got all this, and it's very, very important. Good job. Let's hear this one. Cut 6, go.
Justice for Anita Hill. What do we do?
Cut off his toes one by one and feed them to him.
So cut off Clarence Thomas's toes one by one and feed them to him. What do you say, David Gregory, and all the rest of you pukes in the media? Next time there's some outrageous criminal violence going on in our country where you try to connect the dots, I'm sure you're going to be using this audio. We will have it for you. You can download it right off my website. Pretty sick, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, they're not done. I really hate to play this, because, frankly, the Thomases are friends of mine. But we'll continue. Let's go to cut 7, the democracy movement in America with Soros and Common Cause and that ilk. Go.
We impeach Clarence Thomas. What do we do with him?
What do we do with him? String him up. And his wife, too. Let's get rid of Ginny.
And then what?
Start all over. Scalia? Who are the other? I I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
String him up, eh?
String him up.
No coke, no way.
Thomas, his wife, Scalia, Roberts. Oh, my God.
Shut up, you little shrill nobody. Have you ever been to a conservative event, whether it is a rally, whether it is a luncheon, whether it's two people talking who talk like this? String him up, go out to the fields, string up his wife, kill Roger Ailes? Who talks like this? Mr. David Gregory, I hope you're taking notes, genius. Or Colin Powell, or all the others out there, geniuses. I was going to say knuckleheads, but I'm trying to be polite. Oh, there's more. Let's hear one more. Another attendee at the democracy movement in America on the left. Cut 8, go.
What do you say we do with Clarence Thomas after we impeach him?
Bad
Like what?
thing. I don't know, because I'm all about peace, but I would say torture.
Oh, she would torture him. Oh, and we watch the hordes in Egypt, and we're so appalled. And yet, look at our weak underbelly. The left in this country. Full of poison, full of hate. Honestly, sometimes I wonder if the society collapsed, what would they do to us? What would they do? These are sick comments, and they may think they're funny, and they may be, emotionally driven, given the moment and so forth. I get all that, but that's how terror is. That's how tyranny works. This is why we, you and me, so embrace the rule of law, the justice system, even when we strongly disapprove of some of the decisions and so forth. This is why we insist on having a society with order. Now, we don't mean top-down authoritarian order. Order. A civil order. Respect for one another and leave each other alone if we want to be left alone. Here are people who traveled, I think, to Palm Springs who make these comments. There were reporters all summer long, for 2 summers, at every Tea Party event they could go to, rallies, conventions, with running tape recorders, some of them out in the open, some of them hidden. Did you ever hear a Tea Party activist talk like this about sending a black man back to the fields? About killing Roger Ailes? About hanging Thomas, his wife Ginny, Scalia, Roberts? About torturing them? Did you ever hear a single Tea Party activist talk like that? No, you did not. They don't have audio like this. They don't have video like this because there isn't any. And they lecture us, you and me, about civility. Why? Because I call a politician a jackass? Big deal. This, ladies and gentlemen, is violent rhetoric. What you just heard, that is violent rhetoric. No, I am not saying a half nut who takes a gun or a full nut and starts murdering people is driven by this. What I am saying, though, is these people are disgusting. These people are preaching violence. And I think they're more serious than you may believe. All these left-wing revolutions are always very, very bloody. They really are. All the left-wing marches tend to be bloody. Have you noticed that, too? Shame on you, David Gregory, and Meet the Depressed. Shame on the rest of you media, too. Here it is, right under your nose. Thanks to Andrew Britebart and big government. But you're going to ignore it, aren't you? Of course you will. So back to Egypt, the democracy movement. Yes, we want Mubarak. When they have an independent judicial system, when a judge rules, we want him to comply, just like Obama. We want the people who are in the streets in Egypt to be nonviolent. We want to see 1 million Gandhis, just like these people, marching outside of the Coke event. Yes. But don't worry, John McCain's got it all figured out. He's already rewritten the constitutions, if there are any, for 3 countries, and laid out what they must do. They must do this in order to get his approval. Here's the truth, Senator McCain. They don't give a damn what you have to say. You're utterly and completely irrelevant. And frankly, I don't either. It's your arrogance that's annoying. You're not as smart as you think. Just every now and then, butt out. No, you can have an opinion. But don't run on national TV. Because you love those Klieg lights, I know. And make demands on people. You don't represent the United States government. You're one of 100 senators. And you're one of the coconuts. If you get my drift.